This is The Simchelor, a Sims reality dating show where single and sexy Sims vie for the attention of a handsome single man. This season is filled with twists, turns, and drama, and a surprise that no one will be expecting. 20 will start the competition. Who will win the Simchelor Daddy? Welcome into a brand new season of The Simchelor. This season's title is Daddy Edition. We have a very special Simchelor this season around, inspired from last season's Celebrity Edition. We have Pedro Pascal, who will be the desired Simchelor. I am very, very excited for this season, and I can't wait for all of you to see all of the twists and turns that are going to happen. We have a beautiful cast of 10 brand new Sims that we are going to go be meeting on this very first day. This season, things are a little bit different in the Simchelor house. The Sims will not be living with the Simchelor for the very first time in the Simchelor history. Instead, they will be living in a home in which our Simchelor will go and visit every now and again, and we'll check in on them, give them their assignments, and we will be continuing to eliminate week after week. This time the show is not recorded live, so there will be no chance for the audience to make any undue changes to the cast. This is episode 1, and I am very excited to jump in. We have our beautiful Sim here. We have the lovely and perfect Pedro Pascal, who is ready to find love in the Simchelor house. Let's meet our cast. We are here for the very first time, meeting our brand new cast of 10. They are meet and mingling at the moment, getting to know each other, and one of them has decided to strip now that Pedro Pascal is here. We're going to meet each one of them, and we are going to determine who Pedro is most attracted to. So let's meet them one by one. This is London Ivy, a young adult who is just thinking about Jesus. London is very cute. However, I don't think that butt is homegrown. I think that may be store-bought. We know that he's a Scorpio, which is wonderful. He doesn't really know much about himself at the moment, and he's also not quite sure about his sexuality either. This is Ted O'Malley. He's dressed very smart. We're gonna ask what he thinks about London. He thinks that London is pretty cool. He also doesn't really know much about himself either. It's kind of disappointing to meet people who don't really know a lot about who they are. Pedro really wants to kiss someone, so hopefully we can make that happen before this day is over. Let's go bring ourselves inside. This is Dallas Lillard. She is beautiful and stunning. I love her hair. She seems to maybe be a spellcaster. She has Louis, so that means she's definitely got money, but as soon as Pedro went to talk to her, she walked away. I'm not sure if that bodes very well. She's come to sit back down finally. We know that Dallas is romantic, so it's good that she's being open already about who she is. She doesn't really know much about herself, and she also doesn't know about her sexuality either. Does anyone in this house know who they are? Here we have Liam Bowman. He's very handsome. Pedro is so uncomfortable still, and there's just way too many Sims all in one place. I agree we should slim down this cast. I'm not really a huge fan of his fashion sense. It's kind of whatever. We know that Liam loves the outdoors, which is great because I think Pedro also loves the outdoors. His pronouns are he, him, and he likes retro music. Hey, that's great. Retro music's wonderful. Maybe we can get to know him a little bit better going forward. And he also likes deep conversations. Finally, someone who knows a little bit more about themselves. Over here we have Sandra Douglas. She is dressed very well. She reminds me of Sandra Lee of the Food Network. It's very flirty right off the bat from just speaking with her. She's definitely giving googly eyes right off the bat. But she can't decide where she wants to stand or sit. She doesn't really know much about herself though, as everyone in this house seems to really not know at all. But we know that she likes Pedro. She also just said that she's interested in the idea of having children, which seems like kind of a quick move. And Pedro is currently looking at her chest. Oh, Sandra is giving him little flirty eyes. And so is Dallas. Oh, wow. It seems like Pedro is responding pretty well. Before we get too feisty, let's go ahead and meet some of the others. We have Audrey Saunders here. She's kind of got a little bit of a stank face going on. Either she smells something bad or she's kind of unpleasant. Her sense of fashion is interesting. These boots are quite a moment with the outfit. She's definitely brought the mood down. Audrey dislikes fashion, and that's pretty obvious from what she's wearing. She likes to be a maker, and that's one of her main skills. And it looks like someone's already stripped again. She's just divulged a lot of info. She says she likes handiness, she likes bowling, she likes singing, astronomy, canning, gourmet cooking, grilling, herbalism, hiking, and soccer. The info dump was a lot. I appreciate it, but it was a lot. And now Pedro asks if she thinks that he has a good personality. And she yelled and says, "I don't want to hurt your feelings." Which, to me, that is not a great move when you are trying to meet the love of your life. And now it's very awkward and uncomfortable. There are a few others outside we haven't met. Here's Tevin Cassidy. We're going to break away from this very awkward conversation and come meet someone new. He seems sweet. Audrey's still kind of ruining the vibe, and now she's giving him a flirty look. So we're going to go ahead and just ignore that straight away. Pretend that we don't see it, because we're trying to get to know Tevin right now. He's talking about sports cars, and he notices that Tevin's giving him flirty eyes too. We've learned that Tevin is childish, which isn't really a great trait to have as an adult. It's kind of a turnoff when someone is a little immature, especially when you are definitely a daddy status. Oh, but Pedro does say he really values the time that they have with Tevin, and it looks like Audrey just stripped to go upstairs. Next up, we have Anya Fonseca. I love her outfit. She looks very fashionable. Love her hair, love the color, love this high-waisted moment. She does not want to chat with him, though. She's very dodgy. We're just trying to get to know her a little bit. She really doesn't seem to want to talk. She keeps walking away every time that Pedro tries to ask her anything. She's come outside to chat with Ted. And to flirt with Ted, too. That's kind of a huge red flag for me, that she's flirting with someone else right in front of him. And she completely dodged his question. To walk away with Ted. On the couch, in front of everybody. They are shameless here. Pedro's asked them both to stop. And now Ted, Anya, and Sandra are all doing it together. Pedro's been completely ignored. And now kicked out of the house. Well, this is extremely awkward and could not have gotten more uncomfortable. There is one more over here that we can still meet. This is Jasmine Williams. She's beautiful. She sort of looks like she plays tennis, perhaps. That's the vibe that I get from her. I love her makeup. Is this a normal situation that everyone just woohoos around here? And now she's decided to strip as well. Wow. This is insane. Pedro's demanded that they all stop woohooing because he still has one more to meet. This is Kira Frias. All four of them were woohooing together. This is wild. This is the wildest intro to meeting a group of strangers. I do really love Kira's aesthetic. She looks very cute. Everyone seems very uncomfortable and awkward around Pedro right now. She really likes Ted. She thinks he's cool. I bet you do. And now someone else has stripped to go upstairs. They are just constantly getting nude in this house. When they're all together, is this going to keep happening, or is anyone going to actually be interested in Pedro? So now it's time to see how he feels about all of them now that we've met everyone in the house. Let's take a little peek and see how he's feeling about everyone. For Liam, he feels that he looks attractive. He thinks that Jasmine looks attractive. He thinks that Ted looks very attractive. Dallas is attractive. Sandra's very attractive. Kira is. Audrey is. Tevin is. Anya is. And London is. So overall, there's not anybody in the bunch that he's necessarily thinking is a bad option. we should make some decisions about who he had some of the best impressions with. So based off of how he's feeling, as well as initial first impressions, I've made a couple of decisions, and I think we're going to ask two of them out on a date and see if the vibes are there. We're going to go ahead and ask two of them out on a date. We're going to see if Liam wants to go out on a date first, and then we'll ask London second, just based off of initial reactions to everyone. I know that it's a little late right now, but there's no better time to get to know someone. Here we go. On the very first date of this season, we're going to head down to the lounge and see how this goes between the two of them. Here we are at the lounge with our date. We are with Liam tonight. We're going to see how things go. We've already gotten a chance to get to know him. So let's go ahead and maybe head on inside. But first, let's see what he knows about some of the other Sims in the house. There seems to already be a lot of drama going around. A lot of them like to woohoo, don't they? Just constantly, right? Oh, he's kind of a goober, though. It seems like they've already got pretty good rapport, considering that he's feeling really inspired right off the get-go. He's feeling like there's been some really good conversation so far, on top of looking at his butt already. It's a pretty decent butt, I think. I will say, I hate that he's wearing sandals. I just really hate seeing the grippers. Well, we know who's not going to do well during the singing challenge. I think I spot Jesus outside. Interesting how he's trying to get screen time for yet another Simchelor season. They're having fun, and that's what matters. A lot can be forgiven, especially if someone doesn't sing well, if they're doing it with confidence. I appreciate that he's not acting awkward about it. Cute. This little nerd boy is very sweet. He's very goobery, and I'm responding to that a lot right now. It's very awkwardly quiet right now. But Pedro seems to be having a good time. William's decided that it's bedtime, and he's gonna go take a little nap. So maybe that means that the date is over. I mean, we did decide to go out at midnight, so maybe that was our problem. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It just was there. So we're gonna head on home for now, and in the morning we will ask London if he wants to go out on a date. Perhaps it'll go better with him. We're here with London, and everybody is excited about Jesus still being here, and I wish that he wasn't. It looks like London is already heading on inside the bar, so maybe we should follow along with him. Again, I don't think that butt is homegrown. I think that booty was bought and paid for. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. Lord knows I love a Sim BBL. Looks like London headed upstairs to go check out Jesus and throw some confetti that he's here. Love that. Let's see how London's doing. He seems kind of glum today. He says thank you for checking in on me. I'm just a little down. I get you. Oh, but London is giving him flirty faces. I wonder what will happen next. Let's head on over. Let's do some karaoke as well. This is a great way to get to know someone. Let's see how well London sings and what his confidence level is like. It's interesting so far because he already has some flirty feelings. And while he was looking at Liam's butt, he seems much more interested in London. But London is very bad at karaoke. The mouth breathing into the mic is not a cute look. He sounds like a wailing chimpanzee. This is villainous. But at least Pedro's having fun. Again. That was bad. That was a really sour note. I wonder if all of his singing power is being absorbed by the pillows in his pants right now. It looks like London is already making a move, and Pedro's responding positively to it. Well, first woohoo of the season? I was not expecting it this soon. in front of all these people, and Jesus. Literally, Jesus is upstairs. In the doorway! The whole bar staff just walking right by them. Not Jesus coming by. It looks like they've finished up already, and he's feeling fine. He has no moodlets about the woohoo whatsoever. So I don't know if that means it was bad, but I don't know if it was great either. He learned that London likes the news. Could you imagine woohooing with someone and the first thing they say is, I really like watching the news? It's very casual right now. He's feeling very confident. He feels like this could be the start of a beautiful relationship. Oh, I love that. The date is over, and it was a date. It wasn't the most successful date, but it also wasn't that bad. Pedro got a consolation prize, which was a book. So now that the date's over, it's time to deliberate on who the tops and the bottoms are. Alright, so today's assignment was to get to know the house and to get to know the contestants. And I think just based off first impressions, we already know that London and Liam are definitely in the top. But based off the date, I think that the eggplant this week would go to London. And this season, there will be eliminations every week, and there will be no immunity going forward. However, asterisk, comma, brackets, there may be a point in which someone is saved if they pass a certain threshold of eggplants, that being 3. If they're up for elimination and if they suffer badly, they will be safe from being eliminated that week. So I think just based off of how this week went, London is the very clear winner, and I think deserves a chance to get to stay and move on for another week. I'm not really feeling great about Ted, especially the fact that he initiated a 4-person orgy while Pedro was trying to meet everybody. It doesn't really paint a good look. Dallas, I think, is kind of there, and hopefully they will blossom in the following week. Liam obviously is safe and gets to move on, considering that he did get a date. I'm feeling really on the fence about Sandra right now, especially because she also was engaged in that orgy. I think everybody who was involved in that will be in the bottom this week. I'm feeling not so great about Audrey as well. I think Audrey's presence is kind of blah, but I think they're just gonna skate by enough because they didn't join in on that group. Tevin is also sort of there for me, as well as Jasmine. I really love Jasmine's personality and I love her aesthetic, and I hope that she can shine through a little bit more. So the other 2 that engaged in that group were Anya as well as Kira. And I really don't know between the 4 that are in the bottom half, between Ted, Sandra, Anya, and Kira. I'm really not sure which one should go home. I'm half tempted to send them all home, but it's only the first episode. I think I've made a decision, and I think I know who I'm going to send home. It's now the dreaded first elimination of the season. However, I do need to announce, this is not the only cast of the Simchelor Daddy Edition. There are 10 more Sims who are waiting to meet Pedro Pascal and will meet him next week. Now, as previously determined, London is the winner of this week's challenge and will be moving on to the following week. Additionally, Liam is also safe and is free from elimination. Dallas is also safe this week from elimination and will be moving on to the following week. Audrey, by the skin of her teeth, will be safe from elimination this week. Tevin is also safe this week from elimination. And the final contestant that is completely safe from elimination this week is Jasmine. I have 4 contestants that are now up for elimination, and that is Ted, Sandra, Anya, and Kira. And I've made a few decisions. Based off the challenge this week of meeting Pedro, as well as his feelings towards everyone, Kira is safe this week, barely, and will get to move on. Sandra is also safe this week, and will get to move on. That means it's between Ted and Anya. And the sim that will not be moving into the merged household and will be eliminated tonight is going to be Anya. That means that Ted gets to survive one more week despite initiating the orgy. And that's because Ted feigned a little bit of interest in Pedro, whereas Anya showed absolutely none at all. And that means, unfortunately, Anya will be leaving the house and will be eliminated completely from the competition, and we will no longer be seeing her. We will be saying goodbye to Miss Anya, and hopefully she does well in whatever her next endeavors are. And that's it for episode 1 of the Simchelor Daddy Edition. Next week we have 10 more Sims that we'll be meeting, and we will get a brand new chance to have a few more dates before the houses merge. There's a very exciting twist coming up, and I think you'll be gagged. Join me next week for yet another episode of the Simchelor Daddy Edition. Is there anyone you're rooting for initially? Anyone that you want to win the whole thing? Let me know. Hey, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to click that like button. And if you want to see more, hit subscribe. Goodbye!